Hello, Aquarius. I hope you guys are doing great. I want to go ahead and get into a reading for you. This is an energetic reading for relationships, connections. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Show me energy for the sign of Aquarius. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if it resonates. And if you want to have a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below. Show me energy for Aquarius, please. What energy can we share? What messages can we share with Aquarius? You have breathe. Please show me energy for the sign of Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know now at this time in their connections and in their life? What messages can help them grow and heal and change? Under the microscope. So with breathe, this energy is everything it says. Breathe, take pause, meditate, find your peace, cord cut. This is regenerating our lives through healing, through regenerating prana. It is by meditation. It is by taking time to revisit the places within ourselves that we have, bypassed sometimes, so we can reclaim them, so we can reclaim the safety of the space within that. Under the microscope feels like, you might have a lot on your plate right now, Aquarius. You might have a lot of energy that is projected at you to fix issues, to fix problems, to be present, to, I almost in a way feel sometimes go above and beyond what is actually necessary and what is fair to you. And so we'll get into this energy a little bit more, but it just feels that, what you've given here almost feels as well like it is also under the microscope. Instead of being appreciated and considered and being thankful for something, it feels like others might be putting even your efforts in question, which feels very uncomfortable to me. I feel very stressed out and anxious with this right now. So let's get into your reading. Show me energy for the sign of Aquarius. What is this energy talking about? You have the Wheel of Fortune coming through here, Aquarius. This is beautiful energy. It is fixed energy. It's part of your energy here. I feel here too, for some of you, this is within connections with people, the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, or folks that you work with very closely, situations, perhaps if you're in a working unit or in some sort of like job situation where, your input matters. It may feel like you are under the microscope. It may feel like things are being harshly looked at, but it's interesting because what you present actually creates change, Aquarius. And sometimes it's being harshly looked at because sometimes people are wanting to cling to the past. And I feel here, even just within your sign, the Aquarian energy, you are rebels. You are freedom seekers. You don't want the same as everybody else. You want to create different types of unity within different ways. This may even be you seeking out relationships that are better suited for you. Maybe you have your eye under the microscope or on the microscope looking at the intricacies and nuances within connections and saying, that doesn't fit, that doesn't feel right. Here, though, with the Wheel of Fortune, it says, your luck is changing. Opportunities are changing because you have the bravery and the foresight to insert that uncomfortable energy for other people where you force change. If change isn't happening, you kind of force its hand in a little bit of a weird way. It's not to say you're forceful or negligent. It just says, I am making a decision to change. I open the door for new opportunities. And it feels like you're already supported here for that. So let's get more into this. You have the Page of Wands coming out here in reverse. This may have like difficulties for other people when it comes to the change in your life. This also may be people feeling envious of you, feeling like you're under the microscope, because why do things change positively for Aquarius? What is so special about Aquarius that they get to have like a free ride and you don't get a free ride of anybody in the zodiac? You do not get a free ride. You guys are plagued with having so much knowledge and so much insight and awareness that it hurts, that it's uncomfortable, that you can see the truth within situations, and sometimes you keep your mouth shut because you know it doesn't work, and sometimes you have to be the whistleblower. Sometimes you communicate because you just can't see it work that way anymore because it just doesn't work. It's not working. You call that working? That's not working. It's a waste of your time and energy. And I feel that here it's like your change and this opportunity, this luck, this shift in your experience here, by you just being zen and just being yourself, is something that kind of pisses people off. I feel that you may have some sort of like either negative energy coming from people, some sort of like envious energy coming from people, when really all you're doing is shining. All you're doing is being within your divine self and being an abundant person within your own life. I feel that this is something where it's like people could really learn from you, Aquarius, if they just shut up. It's so harsh to say, but I feel people could learn from you if they just shut up, if they just listened to the harsh realities in the world, if they just listened to the lessons that are begging to be learned through their inconsistencies and their quibbles and quabbles and their foibles and whatever you want to call it, and like ignoring, like paying more attention to their ego than rather ignoring like what's truly at hand. It's like we're dealing with people who don't understand life because the life that they lead, it's not authentic. It's up to the scrutiny of others. They live as a slave by the scrutiny of others, by societal norms. And this is all out of alignment with Aquarius. Aquarius wants to live on the edge. Aquarius is fringe. Aquarius is too brilliant to be bogged down by the limitations of social media, of society, of family, of restriction. You guys see life differently, but by seeing life differently, you actually create a different manifestation for your reality. All of that weird stuff that goes on, all of that weird spiritual stuff that happens within Aquarius's brain is actually manifested into your real life. And I think that that shocks people. I think that that makes people very uncomfortable. And it brings awareness to where they're weak. It brings awareness to where they're afraid. And they remain in that fear by hating on you. They remain in that fear by being affected by your positivity. It's a wacky way to say it, but that is what's coming up here. And you will be under the microscope. And I feel that you've kind of grown accustomed to that because you're going to do what you're going to do anyhow. People are going to question you anyway. Just do what you do. The Eight of Cups in reverse. I feel here that by you walking away from situations, it just beckons for people that you've walked away from to come dragging themselves back to you. When all you've done is walked away to preserve your energy, it's like they come back because the peace that you experience after walking away from things, it's like the best meal they could ever eat. It's like candy. It's like they can't get enough of it and they want to feed off of that. I feel like you're dealing with like leeches, Aquarius. It feels like you're dealing with people who don't have the understanding. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, Aquarius is so smart, Aquarius is so brilliant, blah, 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 but kind of. But kind of. Aquarius is smart and brilliant, and they see the nuances and they see through the veil. And, you know, sometimes you are the veil because you have to protect information because Either you're not ready to experience it or other people aren't ready to experience it. And when you take care of yourself, Aquarius, and you heal your energy and you make space for your own growth, the people that you leave behind come dragging their asses back to you. It's like they can't get enough of you. You're like catnip. It's weird. But I feel here that people are going to be very frustrated by you putting up boundaries and by you stepping away from them. You can't convince an Aquarius to be present with you if they don't want to be. Especially if you're coming at them with like needy, unhealed BS. They won't do it. They won't do it. They'll tell you how to heal yourself, and it'll be even more of an assault to your senses because they're telling me what to do. Well, my ego's out of shape now. I'm gonna be don't tell me what to do. It's like, well, then why are you here? Begging for my light. People here are very curious about how you do things, how you heal, how you how you manage your inner demons, Aquarius, how you take ownership for your experiences, how you grace your life with patience and silence, how you are emotionally responsible for your inner world. People want this. People want this, Aquarius, so badly. And it's yours. You have this. And if you're on a healing journey of self-awareness and self-knowledge, the inner knowing of you, you're in for a beautiful treat, my friend, because it feels like you're taming the inner beast. You are understanding the ins and outs of what makes us and why we do things. And, oh, I've learned from that now. Oh, I don't have to repeat that lesson. Here it feels though that you are dealing with antagonistic energies, and it's all because you've stepped away from something. And it's suggested here, Aquarius, that you continue to breathe, you continue to maintain your own personal space, you continue to enjoy the freedom. It bothers people when you have a deeper knowledge of the things that they're dealing with and they don't. It bothers them. It's kind of like how Scorpio and Pisces, it's like they, in different ways, they see deeply, deeply within people and the problems and the issues and why people do things and where they did it from and all of this stuff. And it's like they have that knowledge, and because they've already gone through those things, they have even more understanding and acceptance for why people do the things they do. But it sure as hell pisses people off because, well, how do they see so deeply in me? You know, I know me better than I know the back of my hand, blah, blah. Why do they? It's like to even admit that somebody sees deeper within you than you can. That's horrifying. That's horrifying because that is under the microscope. Talk about under the microscope. You see people for who they are. You see their hearts. You see their intentions and their ammunition. And rather than engaging it, you step away. Because people are scary. Because they're unhealed little goblin monsters that are just thrashing and throwing themselves around trying to get their needs met by, like, you know, having baby fits everywhere. But it's terrifying when an adult has a tantrum. They're out of control. These people are out of control and unaware of the power that they wield. And unfortunately, that type of energy, yes, it's a currency of power. It's a power struggle. It's a lack of power and a lack of sense of self. But it is destructive and problematic, and it does affect the people that they involve themselves in, where you realize that type of situation. You're like, ooh, I'm going to step this way. You know, I don't want to see myself stepping in that large pile of poop, so I'm just going to step away from that. It's very interesting, this reading here, and the energy that I'm picking up on Aquarius. It's just very much like in your own knowing, in your own presence, doing the things that you need to do so that you can have the outcomes that are most valued for you. And it's really about enriching your life through the things that you value, That Ten of Pentacles energy is about doing the things that make you happy, doing the things that fulfill your soul. And somehow the way that you connect with life is also through your monetary gain, the way that you deal with things. A job isn't just a job for you. You also get scientific with it. You get to create your job. You get to create things with it. I feel like you guys, if you're dealing with a job situation, it's like you have people questioning like your ideas or whatever, but the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is what everybody is going to be eating once the shares go up, once the finances go up. They're going to see that proof in that pudding, and it's going to be delectable, and they're going to start to trust you more, and it's going to drive other people crazy because they didn't come up with those ideas, because they don't know how. They don't know how to think like you. They don't know how to feel like you. The reason they don't is because they're blocked, Aquarius, inside of themselves. And by you continuing in the direction that you do, and by you persevering in the direction that you do, you make things happen. You set yourself up for a beautiful outcome here with that Ten of Pentacles. You know, a lot of you guys are yeah, you have jobs, but a lot of you have other jobs that you create that fulfill you, that are wacky and weird and scientific and, you know, oftentimes drama-free, and it's projects of love. What is that called? Passion projects, you know, and it's just to fulfill your own satisfactions. And those things sometimes take off like wildfire, and you're like, oh, I was just being me. I'm not trying to like gas you guys up here, but like, you don't need to be gassed up here, Aquarius. You guys do it on your own. So with those that are heavily scrutinizing you, that are coming after you, that are wanting your secrets, that are wanting to affect you by picking you apart, by putting you under their microscope, keep up your boundaries with these people, because I don't think they're really going to change your mind. In fact, I think it's important for you to kind of be unyielding in regard to how these people are coming at you, because they're not coming at you correctly. These people are coming at you because they want to know what you do, how you do it, and they want to have the power and ease that you possess, which is very uncomfortable for people, because again, it's almost as if they have to look at themselves in a deeper way. They have to be under the microscope, because why did you step away from them to begin with? Something doesn't smell right here. Something smells poopy. Uh-oh, they're stepping in their own. You don't want to deal with that. Keep your boundaries up here. Your peace is precious. I keep saying that in a lot of these readings, but your peace is precious. And it pays off. The Six of Wands here, Aquarius, you are receiving accolades. You are receiving attention for your brilliant mind and your beautiful heart. You are receiving attention for the efforts that you share with others and the magic that you create in this world. You're receiving attention and appreciation, I want to say, for the way that you change people's perspective or perception of themselves. And with the Three of Swords, there are those that are going to be heartbroken if you have to walk away from them. There are those that are going to blame themselves, but instead they blame you. Because why should they blame themselves? Why would they? How could they? But they should. You know, you're not to blame. You're just the one that brings the light. It's like, I'm going to say something really unpopular because, well, no, I won't say it. I won't say it. Okay, yeah, I will. And this is a very unpopular subject, and people have their feelings about this. It's just name origins, okay? So the name Lucifer was the light bearer. He brought the light. Lucifer, wasn't he like one of God's most, connected angels? Like, wasn't he the right-hand man or angel or whatever? I don't know. I don't know the Bible, but I do know this little bit. Either way, Lucifer is the light bearer. That's what his name means, and people demonize Lucifer. And I don't really have any association with Lucifer. I mean, whatever, I know that there's a lot of like hype about how bad and this and that, and everybody has their feelings and historical, religious, blah, blah, blah about that name. And you can believe whatever you want. I'm not religious. I'm not affected by that. It doesn't bother me. I think information is information, and learn about what you want to learn about. But no matter what it is, for some of you, just me mentioning that name brought up fear, didn't it? It brought up discomfort. It brought up frustration. It brought up taboo. Don't talk like that. Don't bring up that name. Not in my house. Don't you darken my doorstep. I don't know. I feel like this really weird energy right now, Aquarius, and so I'm just going to roll with it. But that's what happens when people have light shown on them. That's what happens when they are under the microscope. As much as you are under the microscope for so many minuscule reasons, because they're trying to nitpick you to death, it's only because you have shown a light unto them, and they have to look at themselves. But instead of doing that, they demonize you. This is in relationships. This is in connections at work. This is in people who envy us. And it feels like you have somebody here or people here that envy you for the ease that you express and experience and portray moving through life. And it doesn't mean that you deal with no consequence, no issues, no problems. It doesn't mean that your life is peaches and cream and roses and ice cream, whatever. Like, you deal with the harshness, you assimilate to it, but you also transform it, because it doesn't feel good and it doesn't make sense. And why should I stick with that when there's so many different ways to see this and actually have a different outcome? It's scientific, you know? You put a little bit of this and a little bit of that and you get this. Uh-oh, I didn't like that. Let me put a little bit more of this in here. It's just like baking a cake. It's just the scientific aspect of it, Aquarius, and it drives people crazy because somehow you always have the recipe. And even if you don't have the recipe, you're going to tweak the recipe until it's better. You make the recipe better. So yeah, you may be under the microscope, but it's only because people are in the hot seat within themselves and they can't bear to admit it. You've brought the light to them. Ooh. You bring the light to them through honesty. Will you focus? Oh well, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And that's kind of the motto that you live by here. It's how you persevere. I know what I can do. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, and you do. And these two cards here are coming out in purple. And I will say here too, this is such a weird, like, I don't know, like maybe it is gassing you up. It's not intentional though, but purple is the color of royalty, Aquarius. Purple is also the color of the crown chakra, which is awareness within all forms, awareness within the self, within the spirit, within the etheric world, and in this world of transitional experiences. And when you have that type of understanding and knowledge and inner wisdom, you are regal, you are royal, you are a cut above the rest, and that drives people crazy. So they can't do that. It's almost like an unattainable ask. And yet you still have patience with them. Go play, Virgo. I'm sorry. Aquarius. Have I been calling you Virgo? I don't know. Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will fill your energy so that you'll return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. You're very protected, Aquarius. Cleanse and detoxify your energy from other people because they are energetic slugs and they like to glom onto you and suck you dry for the attention that you share freely and the awareness that you have. And you make it look easy, but it does have an effect on you. It can have an effect on your health because just as mutable as Pisces is, and they absorb everything. I was saying in another reading, Pisces is like the color black. It absorbs everything. You're so close to Pisces. You're the next sign. You're the sign under them. It's the ascension energy. You also absorb. You also absorb. And so it's here saying, cleanse and detoxify. With great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, will help you to develop life-affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow at shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries, and concerns to us and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. Take care of yourself, Aquarius. I love you guys. I hope that this reading is helpful. Keep shining. It's unavoidable, and you're blinding people. Talk to you later. Bye.